In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get tons of cleaning clients fast and get the phone ringing off the hook. Now, this method is the exact same method that we use inside of my personal cleaning company that I scaled and sold successfully. It is also the same method that we use for our cleaning company clients inside of our agency to help them get customers and scale as well. And most of these companies are usually doing very good high revenue numbers. Okay, so the method that I'm going to show you can be applied to get house cleaning clients, if that's what you're looking for. You can land janitorial contracts with it, or maybe you're in a different sector of the cleaning industry, such as gutter cleaning, window cleaning, carpet cleaning. So a good amount of this framework can also be used for those cleaning companies. In fact, this can probably be used for a lot of local service companies as well. Before I get into this, I'm gonna give you a quick disclaimer. In this video, what I'm not going to do is what I've seen other YouTube videos do or other YouTube channels do when they cover this topic. What they do is they sit down and they start listing the marketing channels to be on. So they'll be like, hey, you should be on Yelp. You should be on Google and Google Ads. And it's like, of course, unless you're brand new, right, to the cleaning business world or owning a local service company, you probably already know that. Now, we'll still cover them. Don't get me wrong. In this video, we'll still cover those things. But we'll spend the majority of this video going way more in depth because of, I would like to say, right, humbly bragging, my personal experience scaling my own cleaning company and working with so many of them in our agency. I'll be able to share with you some more in-depth things on what to prioritize, how to allocate, how to do alpha beta testing, and so on. So much more, because me just sitting here and listing the marketing channels to you isn't going to do you that much of a favor versus me actually showing you the whole framework and how to use this to generate tons of calls, tons of customers. And whether you're just starting out or whether you're trying to get to the next revenue, I can show you exactly what I've seen work personally for tons of cleaning companies that we work with. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's get started with this first. And the first thing I want to show you is the framework to adopt. And what I mean by that is the mental model that you want to have when approaching marketing or getting customers when it comes to your cleaning business or to, well, this again applies to any local service business actually. So this is the mental model and framework that we use inside of our agency for our clients. And again, this is what we've used as well to grow our own cleaning company. We break down the marketing channels and we categorize them into two separate categories. The first category is what we call a short-term acquisition, right, category. And the second type of category that we have is the organic infrastructure setup, okay? And they serve two different purposes. If you're below 10 to 20K a month in terms of revenue, this is gross revenue. And again, this is assuming you don't want to just be a solo cleaner and you're actually trying to build a business out of this. If you're not making 10 to 20K a month on a consistent basis, and I'm not just saying, you hit it once or twice, I'm saying on a month-to-month basis, even on bad months, you're at least hitting this, then you're past the novice stage in the cleaning business world. It doesn't mean you're a big business, but it does mean that you solved how to get customers in a predictable way to your business, right? That's what it means. It means you've mastered how to do that. And also, you also have the bare minimum for a healthy baseline to start investing in other things. Until you get there, if you're not there yet, it doesn't matter if you've been around, this business for a long time. If you still haven't hit this, this is where all your attention is going to have to be on, okay? Any marketing channel that falls underneath short-term acquisition is what you're going to focus on. And we're going to go ahead over what those things are and how we recommend going about them in just a sec. But again, this is where you're going to put all your resources, all your time, all your money, all your energy. You have no business focusing on stuff here first. First, you need to learn how to bring in revenue before you start worrying about all the other cool stuff, okay? A good example I like to use is think of it like personal finance. If you're dead broke and you have zero income coming in, right, in your personal life, you wouldn't start thinking about investing. I mean, some people do, but I don't think it's, from my opinion and what I've seen, I don't think that's proper personal finance advice. Most people first try to get income so they have money to invest. So your time is better spent hitting a healthy baseline income before you start investing properly, at least. The same idea here. Your time is better spent putting all your effort, getting to 10 to 20K a month consistently, instead of trying to invest in other channels. Okay. That's at least my opinion. Again, same thing with personal finance. If you're making $1,000 a month in income, in my opinion, your time is better spent trying to get to at least 5K, 6K, 10K a month in income before you start worrying about investing. I think that's the better investment in that time frame. And same thing with your business. Okay. That's what I see helps businesses grow faster. Now, if you're making above 10 to 20K a month on a consistent basis, like I said, you've mastered the novice stage of being able to get customers in a reliable fashion. Now you can start investing in your own business to create it and turn it into an asset. So that way, the idea is when you invest in the marketing channels that fall underneath this category, they will explode your business to the next stage. They make you more profitable. You don't have to rely on so much of other third-party platforms like paper lead sites, ads, and so on. You get to rely on yourself. It becomes self-sustaining. This is the amazing stuff. So this is the stuff that'll take you to the next level, but do not put the cart before the horse, okay? Always, always, always. If you're below 10 to 20K a month consistently, always put all your effort, money, time, energy to try to figure this out and making this work. Okay, again, we're going to go over what those marketing channels are and that fall under each one of these categories, but just a framework to have, at least from the beginning. Bonus tip that I want to mention. Another way that I've seen from working with so many cleaning companies, what makes businesses, so profitable and also, so scalable is when they focus more heavily on B2B, business to business or high ticket customers. If you have a house cleaning company, for example, house cleaning customers would be considered what they're cheap customers, right? They're low ticket. The average house cleaning customer probably will spend $250 on average. Again, I know there are some house cleaning jobs that will be like $700. Either you're charging pretty high, which is great, or just these are big move out jobs and so on. But in general, if you kind of just average out, most people's average cleaning booking is $250 to maybe $350. So this is a small ticket business, right? These customers are, low ticket. Most house cleaning companies, the reason they struggle is they try so hard to build their business off of house cleaning customers. And house cleaning customers, they don't stick around. They're not as loyal. They're hard to get on recurring. They complain a lot. They'll drop you like a bad habit immediately over dumb little things, especially if you're in a house cleaning company or you're in a cleaning industry where you're serving a lot of, I hate to say it, residential, or you're serving a lot of low ticket kind of service like that, right? Where they don't stick around, they're not recurring easily and they're low ticket. I would say flip the business model on its head and focus on landing more B2B clients, more of the high ticket. These customers are worth it. It will actually completely transform your business. Go after either office cleanings, right? Most house cleaning companies can go after office cleanings. Even if they're not a janitorial company, they can go after office cleanings, small office cleanings. Or you go after Airbnbs. If you go after Airbnb clients, again, they're more recurring. They're a business technically. They need you on a regular basis. And they usually most Airbnb clients will book with you multiple times in a month, meaning one customer is worth a lot of money. That's another one. Another thing is making deals with property management companies. You're doing move out cleans. You've made business deal with a property management company and you focus on marketing towards them. So now you're stacking up property management accounts. And that's a stable way to grow the business versus trying to rely on these house cleaning or residential or low ticket customers. If you already own a janitorial company or your company is focused on commercial, don't worry about this. You're already doing the right thing. Okay. But if you are in the house cleaning world, or if you're in some sort of let's say carpet cleaning maybe, and you're only working with residential, I would advise from what I've seen, the cleaning companies that are really successful and that hit that really high number, they make their bread and butter the commercial. So they really target that with their marketing. At least 70%, 80% of the time, they'll target those B2B clients because they're recurring. They need the service more. They pay more. It's less headache. Your low ticket clients, you use that to fill up your schedule. So if you're in house cleaning, like I said, you're still going to get house cleaning customers, but you use them to fill up your schedule, right? They're going to be keeping your cleaners busy. They're extra revenue. Great. But recurring was continuing to stack up over time is either your office cleaning or your Airbnb accounts or your property management accounts. Those are scaling and they help you scale to the top. Just that framework, that shift alone is what I've seen from working with so many cleaning companies that have made them so successful. Just even that little shift alone will probably help you a ton, because I've seen a lot of house cleaning companies or companies that work with low ticket clients and they struggle to scale. So just by moving your marketing more towards a little more of, let's say, your Airbnb clients or more towards your office clients and so on, you'll see that your revenue grows month after month in a stable fashion. And of course, the house cleaning customers or the residential are a nice bonus to it on top of that. That's the framework I recommend that you adopt based on what I've seen work. Let's get really into the fun part. Let's delve deeper into the short-term acquisition system. This is the part of the video basically on how to get cleaning clients fast, like the video title says. This is it. This is the system that gets you cleaning clients fast. We're going to talk about how to do that, how to get customers in a predictable way, how do we get the phone ringing ASAP, even if you're making over 10 and 20K a month. This section is still very, very important because, again, that's how you add more and more revenue, right? You can still use the system to go beyond that. But it's also the system you use to get to your first 10 and 20K a month consistently. Let's actually delve deeper here. Short-term acquisition system, okay? This is going to be fun. Quick disclaimer, though, before we talk about the how. Something you need to know is the truth about this business, the cleaning business world, especially the residential side, right? It's a heavy advertisement budget game, okay? It relies heavily on paid ads. It requires money. Carpet cleaning, I guess, house cleaning, a little bit for janitorial, but just in general, even most local service businesses, to an extent, if we're being honest, it comes down to paid advertisement. That's where it comes down to. Again, there's more to it. It's not that simple. There's more to it, definitely. But at least just to start off from the top, the difference between the successful cleaning companies, even the ones that we work with that are doing very, very high numbers, they're still spending a lot on paid advertisement. And the difference between the successful ones and the difference between the ones that are not getting that many customers, especially if you're new and you've been struggling for a long time to consistently hit proper, consistent numbers, I promise you, it almost always comes down to your paid advertisement. Because what paid advertisement allows you to do is get a bunch of traffic. That's literally how this business works. Because there's no other way. You get traffic, you get eyeballs, and then a percentage of them turn into customers. It's a numbers game. How can you play a numbers game if you don't have anybody finding you? There's no way. Are you going to network your way? How? It's so hard to play a numbers game that way. So some people that have a janitorial company, I'll see them say on the Facebook groups, oh yeah, we're just going to network. How fast can you play that numbers game? I can run an ad and I can play the numbers game at a 10 times more rate than you will ever be able to network your way into getting enough contracts fast enough, or any other methods. Or people will be like, go on Nextdoor or Facebook groups. How are you going to get enough traffic and numbers to build a sustainable business? Can you get some customers here and there? Sure. Don't get me wrong. It also has a snowballing effect. Don't get me wrong. Yes. But we need a system that gets us a lot of traffic, a lot of people to see it, and then a percentage will always convert because it's a numbers game. Percentage of people will say yes, percentage of people say no. Numbers game. That comes to everything in life. If that's the case, the successful cleaning companies that we work with, almost always they have the same thing in common. They're spending between minimum of 2K on average to 5K a month in paid advertisement. Okay. There's more to it than that. It's not just that simple. So we'll cover that. But at least just to start from there, at least, that I should highlight that to you. Okay. Now, another thing I used to recommend to cleaning companies, I used to tell cleaning companies in my early days, I used to tell them, hey, you should start investing in SEO, ranking on Google as early as you can, because eventually you're going to want to rank on Google. So you might as well start now. Nowadays, I have a different advice. Yes, you should invest in your SEO and so on and ranking on Google. It's definitely worth it. But if you're not making consistent revenue, dividing your efforts and your attention to another marketing channel that's not going to get you customers now and help you hit that predictable revenue might actually be a disservice, is what I think. In fact, things like SEO, it takes a while to make any meaningful money from it. And you need to be in business today, now, to be able to benefit from SEO a year from now. Okay, so in my opinion, I don't think companies should divert their attention and focus, right, to other channels like SEO. I would put all my money, my time, my energy into the short-term acquisition systems, right, to getting customers now. Could you do a little SEO here on the side, etc.? Maybe you can, yeah, sure. So just so that way you're building it up in the background very early on. But 90% of my attention will be here on getting customers ASAP now and at least crossing the 10, 20K a month and getting consistent customers. Then we can talk about things like SEO and so on. I really, really want to stress, don't put the cart before the horse, okay? Your first obstacle is getting customers consistently, okay, at a high enough volume. That's your first obstacle. Once you solve that obstacle, then we can focus on the next obstacle. So solve the first obstacle first, then we can talk about the next obstacle, which comes from, paid ads and not being that profitable and spending a lot of money on advertisement, and you don't want to do that. That's the next obstacle. When you come down that road, we'll solve that. The truth is, all the successful cleaning companies that I've worked with, I promise you, I don't think there's even been, from memory, anyone that I can think of that beats this rule so far from who we work with. All the successful cleaning companies I work with, they have some sort of budget from their day jobs. So they have a good enough day job, usually the owners, usually husband and wife or etc., or however they're doing it. Or they have a good savings for this, and they're able to spend on ads from the get-go. But like if they don't have money to invest into some sort of paid ads, those are the companies that always struggle. The owners that are broke, they don't really have a job, or they have a low-income job, they have no savings, they have a hard time. You need to find a way to be able to invest into some sort of paid advertisement is the main bottom line, either from your job, from your saving, or you might need to do some of the cleaning jobs temporarily yourself so you have extra cash to spend into paid advertisement. Instead of giving all the jobs to your teams, do some of the jobs yourself. That's what we had at one clean company we recommended, which is, hey, you need cash for advertisement, do some of the jobs yourself, then go ahead and you'll be able to spend more on paid advertisement to help you grow more. And then as you get more customers, okay, definitely don't be in the field anymore. At that point, just have your cleaners do the job. Find a way to have money for the paid advertisement. Any little customer that you get from any source, do the job yourself. I'm usually not a fan of doing that, but early on, you just need a form of paid ads. You need some sort of income saving to spend into paid ads. Now, my top picks, now that we're talking about what gets you customers ASAP, now, quickly, what is the system? My top picks, first things first, proper website. Before we even talk about anything and how to do any of this stuff that I've listed here, proper website, first thing first, okay? You cannot be having a website that's terrible when the traffic finally does come in. What you don't want is all that traffic coming in and it's a waste of money because they're not converting. When you finally get traffic and if your website looks terrible and people are being turned off by it when they finally do check out your website, that sucks. So first things first, proper website. Then after that is the Craigslist ad system is what I recommend usually. So if you're starting out, Craigslist is cheap. Craigslist is so underrated. People have so many misconceptions about Craigslist. The beauty of Craigslist is that, man, when we used to run a cleaning company, we would book in Los Angeles 5 to almost on holidays, it would be like up to 10K a month just from Craigslist alone. Now, Craigslist is not what it used to be. It's not like how it used to be back in the day. That's true. But in major cities, or even in the smaller cities, but in major cities especially, there's still so much money. When we recommend it to clients, man, the amount of bookings that they're able to get and the amount of extra calls they get almost immediately. That's the beauty of Craigslist. But you have to know how to do it. If you don't know how to run a Craigslist ad properly, right? It's not just putting an ad and letting go. There's a whole system to Craigslist. If you don't do it right, then you're not going to get the phone calls. You're going to say, man, Craigslist doesn't work, or all I get is scammers and so on. You're not doing Craigslist right. There's a whole system to it. The way you do the title, the image, the text, you drive the traffic to the phone number on Craigslist. Never drive it to your website. That's another mistake people make. Just a bonus tip. But I have a whole Craigslist system and template and how to use it and how to run it properly. And we have that in our Facebook group, which is free. Currently, the name of the group is called Cleaning Business Hub. I'll have it in the description. It's a free group. The idea is to create a whole resource center for cleaning businesses that they can access all these kind of templates for free. And the goal is to make it as of now forever free. Craigslist is the first one. Affordable, super cheap, gets you phone calls coming in ASAP if done right. Then after that, Google Ads. Now, another thing, this one is, I put it high up there because all the successful cleaning companies we work with, they spend their money on Google Ads. They're spending 2, 3, 4K. Most of, like 90% of their advertisement budget is on Google Ads. And the reason the Google Ads is so great is you can optimize it over time to go ahead and basically you paid less per booking or customer, right? As your ads get better. But this one brings a lot of customers. Something you got to know about Google Ads though, is especially if you're going after, it's definitely worth it if you're going after janitorial clients and commercial, it pays for itself. But there's something I wanted to tell you called the e-commerce philosophy. E-commerce companies, right? Online stores, they run Google Ads, and let's say they're selling jewelry. They run a Google ad and their jewelry is probably like $50. So by the time they ran the Google ad and somebody finally buys, they're not even making a profit on the jewelry that they're selling, that little small jewelry. But here's the beauty. They're not trying to make a profit right now. They're trying to build up their customer base. So if they can get 1,000 customers from Google Ads, sure, they didn't make a profit, but guess what? They now have 1,000 customers that are going to repeat buy from them eventually, especially if they made them happy. They're going to repeat buy from them repeatedly again and again and again. So if I spend on Google Ads and this year I got 5,000 customers from it, let's say I didn't make any profit on any of the Google Ads customers, but I got 5,000 extra customers from Google Ads this year. Guess what? Next year, I have 5,000 customers. If I'm operating this right, I have 5,000 customers, and a percentage of them are going to be recurring. A percentage of them are going to repeat buy on holidays and so on. They're going to buy my gift cards, and they're going to do this. I'm going to market to them. And I'm 10 times more profitable the second year. That's how e-commerce companies work. And that's the same mind frame you have to understand with Google Ads. A lot of people think Google Ads don't work because they're like, we're not making a profit right now. Yes, that's not the goal of Google Ads usually. Unless you're selling a very, very, very high ticket service, like a very expensive rain gutter service or something. If you're just doing house cleaning or small office cleaning, you're not going to make a profit off of the first cleaning. But the goal is you're making a customer base that you can work with. That's the goal with Google Ads. That's the mentality you got to approach Google Ads with. Then is Google LSA, local service ads. Now, local service ads are these things right here, right? Which is a pay per lead. They're not the same as Google Ads. Local service ads are a little different because these are Google Ads, right? They charge you every time somebody clicks on these ads. But Google local service ads, they charge you every time somebody calls you or they're a lead. So this is great. You just get listed here. You get tons of reviews. Make sure to optimize your profile. Make sure you respond to all the leads on time so you're showing up higher on local service ads. Yeah, overall, as long as you're responding to reviews, to the leads, and so on, overall you'll get shown. And again, they charge you per call. Now, this one is better for people that don't know how to run Google Ads or that haven't hired an agency to run their ads for them, because this one is you just get set up. The problem with this is this used to be a gold mine a couple years ago. This now in 2024, at the time of this filming, leading into 2025, it's not what it used to be. In some cities, it's still great. In some cities, it's whatever. I recommend you test it. But if it does well in your city, put some money into this as well. Okay? You will definitely at least get some bookings from this too. But it's not what it used to be when it first came out. Because, man, this was a gold mine when it first came out. But like any pay-per-lead generation channel, eventually when it gets saturated, it doesn't do as great anymore. We talked about that. Another thing I would recommend is a retargeting campaign. We talked about Google Ads. Again, most of the time for this, you're gonna need an agency, like I said. This one you can run on your own, Google Ads. Retargeting campaign. This means is you're gonna go ahead and retarget anybody that visited your website somehow. It doesn't cost us that much through Facebook or Google. You're just gonna retarget them. So basically, it's that thing where when you go on a website, for example, and you don't buy and you log out, you exit out of the tab, and then you do your own thing, and all of a sudden you see an ad for that website. That's a retargeting campaign. Those are very important. They convert 10 times faster. They don't cost that much, but all this is doing is making sure you're not wasting your money on this. Because if you're going to spend Google Ads, you're going to do Google Ads, you're going to put all this marketing effort. Some of those people that land on your website, check your website, forget, and exit and leave, you want to retarget back to them with an ad for them only, and because they've seen you before, they'll convert most of the time. No, not all of them, but a higher percentage will convert. Capture them because you've already spent money on them in the beginning. So don't let them go to waste. So retargeting campaign, very important. Sixth one, oh man, my favorite, cold call, cold email. This one, if you do it right, this one is amazing to land office cleaning clients and property management accounts. If I was just going after commercial, my money would just be here. Cold call, Google Ads. That's it. All my money would go here. Cold call and Google Ads. Okay. Sometimes you could even just rely on cold calls, honestly. For janitorial, that is. For property management, we saw cold email works better. Now, this has to be done in a scalable way. You cannot be sitting there doing the phone calls yourself. I mean, you can, but I would spend my time doing something else to grow the business, not on the cold call. Because what we did for our cleaning company that I used to own is we would go ahead and just hire somebody from South America on Upwork. And usually you can pay, the rate there, which is around $10 for a good South American, sometimes $7, but most of the time we end up paying like $10 an hour. You give them a script, put them on a dialer, and it was pretty cheap. Let's say you had them dial for 4 to 6 hours. That's like $60 a day budget to pay the cold caller, and you have them call every day. You give them a list and they call every day, and it's pretty affordable, right? That's why I consider it still paid advertisement, because you're paying somebody still, and it's scalable. You just have them do more hours, so you hire more cold callers. And this is actually very easy. Again, the cold call template that we used, I'll go ahead and include it again in the Facebook group linked below, right? So all the templates, all the systems, SOPs are going to be in that Facebook group. So remember, it's a free Facebook group. It'll be in there. My other favorite one is your Google My Business. Now, this is technically SEO, but unlike ranking your website, ranking your map listing is actually faster. Unless the city is super competitive, in the average city, you can rank your map listing, even if it's not in the top 3 right here, you can start to rank it at least, even if it's in the fourth, fifth, it'll start to get calls. If it's in the top 10, it will start to get calls, even if it's not in the top 3. That is amazing. The calls that you get from here is amazing, especially if you make it the top 3. The amount of calls you get is crazy. All it takes is a little bit of SEO optimization early on, and then within 2-3 months, within 90 days, you have a system that you don't even have to pay for this. It's not paid advertisement. You just set this up once. There's some maintenance to it. You can have a virtual assistant do it, or you yourself. A few maintenance tasks for this map listing to keep ranking. But other than that, this is not a paid advertisement. This is technically an asset that you've set up. So that's the amazing thing about this. Then quality work. Okay, so the last one that I'm going to talk about, my top pick, is quality work. This is a marketing channel. In my opinion, providing quality work is a marketing channel that you want to focus on from the beginning. I consider providing quality work for your clients as a marketing channel on its own. Here's what's happening. You're spending all this money on paid advertisement, right? You're spending all this effort and all these customers. You're bringing all these customers in. And then if you're doing a terrible job and you're not focused on doing a good job, let's say you got 1,000 customers from Google Ads. If you did a terrible job on the majority of these customers, you just wasted your ad budget, because these customers are never going to book with you again. They're pissed off. Now these customers are actually going to go out into the world and tell other people not to book with you. Instead of giving you referrals, they're actually working against you. They're talking mess about you. So you just wasted your ad budget. Okay. If you're going to spend all this money and time spending it on ads, do quality work. Consider it just like a marketing channel, because the quality work, what it will do is, one, you'll get referrals from the customers you're getting. So it will make your ads 10 times worth it. So if you got 1,000 customers from your ads, each one of those customers can get you a certain amount of referrals, doubling it. So it makes these customers worth it, and they'll repeat by again and again and again. A certain will be recurring. It'll be so worth it. But if you're doing terrible work, man, you might as well just be blowing money into the air. I would consider this the top picks. This is how I would get customers. Budget, I'll put all my money. Like me personally, man, credit ad is my game. Google Ads, again, big one. Google Ads, it's still not bad. Again, like I said, in some cities, I'll retarget all of them. For janitorial, I'd go hard with the cold calls. GMB, I'd set up early, right? At the same time I'm setting up my website, that's usually when I would set up my GMB and optimize that. And again, I would focus on doing quality work from the start. That's how you get reliable amount of customers coming in. You can take this to keep scaling your revenue, technically, but you can easily hit your 10, 20K a month easily with this, and beyond if you wanted to. Those were my top picks. Short-term acquisition channels to test out. Now, these are the ones that are iffy. Let's talk about these right here. Short-term acquisition channels. Now, these work. It's just, they're iffy. Depends on the city. First one is Yelp ads. The thing about Yelp is people have a love and hate relationship with it. People hate Yelp for a lot of reasons, and I get that. The thing about Yelp is that in a lot of big cities, it's still something people use to go ahead and search, right? When somebody wants house cleaning, they'll go here and put house cleaning. People get calls from here, a lot of calls. There's a lot of business on Yelp, even if you like it or not. But Yelp ads do work. So if Yelp is big in your city, definitely use it. The only time I recommend using Yelp ads is if you have enough reviews, have a good amount of reviews, and it's a 5-star or a 4.9, 4.8 to be safe. You can get away with less, sure, but I'm just not into wasting money. That's around the positive review I want. Definitely way more than 10 reviews, at least. The higher, the better. If the average company in your city has 100 reviews, I would get like at least, 30 reviews at least to start playing with Yelp ads to make it worth it. And then if you really want to make Yelp ads worth it, you got to really optimize your Yelp page so it converts. This is not a clean company, but I'll just use this profile as an example. You're going to want to do some way to track, like maybe a big discount code right here. It's going to say a call to action. Book with this discount code, right, on our website. And you'll get $100 off. Maybe you'll write a text like that here, and there'll be the link to your landing page. And then it will really incentivize all those people, like a really good offer. So all that Yelp ad you're running is worth it, because people are going to see that. They're like, oh, that's amazing. Boom. They click, they put in your discount code, and you can track that as Yelp that's working. And then you can see if Yelp ads are working or not. That's Yelp ads. Feel free to test it out. It does work. Some of our clients make a lot of money on Yelp. Another thing with Yelp is not just Yelp ads, but you can actually rank organically on there. When somebody types in house cleaning into Yelp, see right here is organic. There are companies that are just ranking. They're not running. It's not a company running ad per se. They might be running ads, but this right here is not from an ad, right? They're just ranking. So there's things you can do to your Yelp profile to rank it for the search terms. And that's that's just free traffic. That's just free customers without even paying for Yelp ads. There's a way to optimize it and rank your Yelp. If you're not in a super competitive city, you can probably get this ranking again within 3, 4, or 5 months, roughly. Something to experiment with if you're not in a heavy city, a heavy competition city, that is. That's Yelp. Another one is Facebook ads. I've seen Facebook ads I'm iffy about. Test it out. Some people can make it work. There's ways to run Facebook ads. There's certain people that seem to make it work, but I don't know how big it is. At least for our cleaning company clients, a lot of them, I've never seen them use Facebook ads properly, but I've seen some say it works. So feel free to test that out. These are channels to test out. These aren't my top picks. Other pay-per-lead platforms, right? And instead of Google local service ads, there are other platforms like Thumbtack, Bark, all right, where you list your business there and they charge you for every lead. Thumbtack used to be amazing. 2016 used to be an amazing platform. Now, for cleaning companies, it's not that amazing. For house cleaning companies, at least. Maybe janitorial might be worth it. I don't know. But I don't recommend Thumbtack to most people anymore to turn into a bad platform. Some people still make money with it, though, in some cities. Feel free to experiment. Bark, same thing. Feel free to experiment. These are pay-per-lead platforms. Depending on your city, it might be different. Your mileage may vary. The last one is print advertisement. Print advertisement doesn't work. I don't put a lot of effort into offline marketing. We know companies that do. This means you use a distributor that's going to send out a very nice flyer across the city, and you're going to have a really, really amazing offer on that ad that makes people want to really call. It can't just be like, hey, house cleaning, call us. People are just going to throw that in the trash. Make it so enticing. People go like, damn, this is crazy. And they call you. Amazing offer just to get them in the door. Be willing not to take, I know this sounds kind of bad, be willing to break even on the profit just to get them to call and book. Add them to your customer base. Okay, think a little more long-term. Print advertisement works. And this is things to test out. Here's what I call the other channels, the other short-term platforms. And these are the slow way and my least favorite way to grow. Nextdoor. People recommend this. Does it work? Yes. You can join your Nextdoor. This website, Nextdoor, basically, it has your neighborhood in there. And you can, it's like a Facebook platform for your zip code. You can interact with people there and you can sell them on your cleaning services. People do that all the time. You just wait until somebody asks for a cleaning service or whatever, and you just hop into the conversation. You network with the people there, get your name known. That's usually the way. Then you can promote your cleaning service, maybe an offer here and there. But Nextdoor is how you do it, right? If you use Nextdoor, again, it's going to be a lot of networking, a lot of talking to people in that area, so your name is known. And then you comment when somebody asks something or you message, and I guess it becomes kind of like a warm outreach. You comment and you message them. Either when they ask or you just offer them you give them an offer. Be like, hey, I see that you're a mom in the neighborhood. We're running a special. I have a cleaning company, and you give them a great offer. Or you say, hey, do you know anyone that wants cleaning? And they might say, well, we do. Nextdoor, Facebook groups, same thing. You join local Facebook groups in your city, like mom groups and so on, buy and sell. You go in there and you wait for people to say they want house cleaning or something. You work with people there, and then you offer them, right? Or you warm outreach to them. Once your name is kind of known in that mom group or so on, you might outreach to a couple of people in your city and be like, hey, do you know anybody that wants house cleaning or commercial cleaning or whatever? They might be able to refer you, or they might do it themselves. And then networking in person. Some people do it. Not my favorite strategy to grow the business short term. Just, it doesn't get you that much traffic. It takes forever to grow with these strategies. That's why I recommend paid advertisement like this. Now let's talk about, this is another fun part. I'm going to teach you some game most people aren't teaching, that at least I'm aware of. Now, we talked about the marketing channels, and you now, let's say you pick 2 to 4 marketing channels. So you're like, okay, great. This is amazing. I'm going to start getting customers right now. Okay, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. I'm actually going to I'm going to do a role play with you to illustrate my point. This is what you do. This is how you allocate your budget on the marketing channels, and you test out the marketing channels that are going to do crazy numbers for you, and you double down, triple down, quadruple down on that marketing channel and make a ton of money. That's what we want to do. We want to double, triple, quadruple down on that, and we need a system to test out the marketing channel that works in your city, because it's different for everybody, right? I can't just tell you a blanket statement that this channel is the best one in your city. Maybe in your city, Yelp ads might be crazy, and you might want to put all your money into Yelp ads. I don't know. So if that's, I can give you general recommendations, but you have to test this out. So this is how we do it. So it's just the first step, pick 2 to 4 channels. So let's say I'm like, you know what? I'm going to test out, I want Craigslist ads. I'm going to definitely do Google ads, let's say. We're going to do Yelp ads. And I also want to test out, all right, let's say, this is just an example. Let's say FB ads. It's not that serious. FB ads. Okay. These are the channels. And then it said, decide your monthly ad budget. So let's say I have $3,000 to spend, to play with, a marketing budget of $3,000 a month. Boom. So I picked my 4 channels that I think are going to do well. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to separate these marketing channels into 2 buckets, alpha and beta. Your alpha campaign means your primary channel, your primary marketing channel. This is the one that you're betting is your winning horse, right? This is the one you think is going to make you a lot of money. Here, you're going to put 50% of your budget, of your ad budget. So 50% of 3,000, that's our total ad budget, is 1,500. This is the one we want to spend the most money on, and you'll see what I mean. Let's say I think Google Ads are going to be the winner. So I pick Google Ads. I'm going to spend $1,500 a month on Google Ads. That's my alpha primary marketing channel. For my beta, this is my secondary marketing channels. This is where the rest goes. So here, I'm going to put the rest of the other ones that I picked. And that's going to be FB ads, Craigslist ads, Yelp ads. These are my secondary marketing channels. These are the ones I want to test out. I should actually put testing. So this is where I'm going to be testing out other marketing channels. So my winning horse is where most of my money's going. And then this is my beta testing, right? These are the channels I want to test out on the side. You never know. Now that I've done that, my other 50% goes here. But now I'm going to split it across 3 channels. Let's do that quick math. 1,500. At the time of filming this video, it was so late, I can't even do math at the top of my head. 500. This should be easy math, but brain is not working. So 500 a month here, 500 a month here, and Yelp ads, 500 a month. Now, Craigslist, you might not spend 500 a month. Craigslist is so cheap, you might never spend that much unless you're just going aggressive in Craigslist ads. And your city's super competitive. I might even take some of this budget and put it more into here and here, but I'll split it across. Facebook ads gets 500, Craigslist ads gets 500, Yelp ads gets 500. My alpha campaign, my main channel that I'm betting on, that gets the majority. My Google ads gets 1,500. That's the one I'm betting on. Now I have my main channel and I have the channels that I'm testing. Perfect. Now that we do that, we're going to track conversions properly on all these channels. How to track conversions, that's a completely different video, but you need to track what's working. You need to see what's coming from Google ads, the phone calls, the leads, etc., and the amount you're booking. Same thing for Facebook ads, Craigslist ads, Yelp ads. There's a way to do that, but that's beyond the extent of this video. Okay, but you're going to track it. What's going to happen is the channel that does really well over time goes into your alpha bucket. For example, let's say I'm testing, and then I notice Yelp ads are getting me a ton of customers for very little amount of money. I spent $10 to get a customer. Damn, that's amazing. You know what? I might move Yelp ads into the alpha campaign. Okay, so I'm going to actually put it here. In the alpha campaign, I don't recommend more than 2 channels usually, because then you can start to dilute it. Usually it's just 1 to 2 channels in the alpha. Don't try to put too many channels here. 1 to 2, even 2. I might actually put Yelp ads here, and I'll spend the majority of my money on here. That's one thing that might happen. So it might get removed from here. Now the $1,500 split between Google ads and Yelp ads. And then the rest is going to be Facebook ads, Craigslist ads. And then I might now add another channel now that it's freed up. Maybe I want to try cold calls for $500 a month with a South American cold caller. And there we go. What you're doing is over time, you're curating and finding the one that's doing really well. And then you're just going to double, triple, quadruple down on it. And then over many, many, many months, when you've really done enough testing, you might not just do 50% of your ad budget. You might do 80% of your ad budget. Let's say you find out cold calls is the winner over long term. I might put 80% of my budget here. And then everything else, the secondary, they just get a little bit here and there. And then, of course, over time, like I said, if another one starts outperforming, that might become the new channel or one of the new channel. Remember, I can usually have about 2 channels on the alpha campaign. Maybe Google ads and cold calls could be here. 8% of my budget. So I might spend $2,400 here. And then now I have $600 to play with other channels. So it might be $300 a month. I hope you get my point, basically. We're just basically testing with the beta right here with a smaller budget. And then anything that wins, we move it to the alpha. And we only limit to just 1 to 2 amazing, amazing channels in the alpha category. We double, triple, quadruple down. And as you make more money, obviously, your advertising budget will go up. Instead of spending $3,000, you might start spending $4,000. Now you have more money to spend. It keeps feeding itself. But we just want to double, triple, quadruple invest into the channel that we know is outperforming everybody, because that's going to get you a ton more customers and scale faster. So that's how you run an alpha beta campaign. Okay, very important. Amazing marketing strategy when dealing with marketing channels and paid advertisement. Now that we covered all of that, we pretty much covered everything that we need to talk about today about the short-term acquisition system, aka how to get cleaning clients fast and how to get a stable amount of customers coming in consistently to make sure you're above the 10, 20K a month revenue. And again, like I said, the system doesn't matter even if you're above 10, 20K. This is just a system that you'd use to generate a consistent amount of customers. Once you've tackled that, then we can move on to the organic infrastructure system. This is the second category. So remember the framework: short-term acquisition systems, organic infrastructure systems. Short-term, this is the way you generate customers and feed your business. This is how you get your income. But organic, this is the investment. This is where you invest into your business to turn it into this asset. Basically, the short-term acquisition system solves the first obstacle, bringing customers in and passing that novice stage. It solves the whole, how do I get customers consistently coming in? You're going to encounter the next obstacle. When you're spending a lot of money on paid ads, right? Paid advertisement, here's some of the obstacles that you're going to immediately start facing. Or you're probably already in this phase, right? Depending on where you're at with your business. You want to be more profitable since paid ads cost so much. Now, think about it. If you're spending $3,000 to $5,000 a month on paid ads, remember, we talked about it's not profitable in the short term. And you want to be even more profitable. And you want to start freeing yourself from the paid ads, right? You don't want to become so heavily dependent on a long enough time frame. You would want to go ahead and rely on your own business or your own assets that you control. Because paid ads, you don't really control. It's a third-party platform. The only thing you probably control is the cold calling. That's within your control to an extent. But all the other ones like Google local service ads, Google ads, Craigslist, so on, Thumbtack, these things that we talked about, Yelp, right? These things that we talked about are controlled by a third party. If they change the rules, well, there goes your business. And that's happened to us with our clean business in 2017 or 2018. Craigslist and Thumbtack was one of our marketing channels that we were spending a lot of money in that. And Craigslist and Thumbtack did some weird pivot. And man, our business went down the drain for a couple of months until we reallocated to other things. You don't want to do that. You don't want your entire business relying on paid ads forever, right? You want to free yourself from the heavy cost of paid ads. Another thing is investing in ads. Eventually, you're going to hit a diminishing return where you're just not growing as fast as possible or as fast as you want to. The more money you just keep spending, at some point, it's not just going to be more and more and more growth. So that's another issue with paid ads and pay-per-lead sites. And that's where organic marketing comes in. It could take you to the next level. It can produce way more traffic than what paid ads gets you, right? What paid traffic gets you. I'm talking about the local business world. What paid traffic gets you, again, you can get a lot of traffic from it. But organic marketing can take it to the next level if done right. You also want to start safeguarding, like I just said, against when the algorithms change for those third-party platforms. Again, you don't want to rely on it. That's the next obstacle. You want to go to the next stage. You don't want to spend that much money on ads. Eventually, you want to be more profitable. You want to safeguard your business. That's where we start targeting and solving for the second obstacle. That's where we set up a proper organic marketing system. A proper organic marketing system will set up an actual asset of your own that you own that will take your revenue and wealth to the next level. And again, make you self-sustainable. This is how the organic infrastructure setup looks like. Let's start with the easiest one. One of your first organic infrastructure, or like having your own marketing ecosystem or setup that you can rely on as your own, is your customer base. So now I talked about it earlier. You're doing all those paid ads, you're doing quality work to the customers you're getting, you're building up a customer base. This customer base is huge, okay? If you got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 customers from your paid ads this year, for example. Now, if you are doing quality work and if you have a proper system set up, and I'll make a video separately on this, on how to set this up properly, but you need to know how to get referrals out of these customers. Referrals. People underestimate the power of referrals, and a lot of cleaning companies don't get referrals, so they don't know how powerful it is. And that's because they don't do quality work, or they don't track their referrals. Or both. Proper referral system. It's not just as simple as asking them, hey, can you give us referrals? Not that simple. First, you wow them like crazy. And of course, you do ask them, but you got to know when to ask, how to ask, and how to get that out of them. And there's so many systems behind it, but if you set that up, man, the amount of referrals that just keeps compounding. You have 1,000 customers and each customer is referring, and then those customers are referring. That's your own setup. Even if you lost all your paid advertisement channels and something happened, you're good. You're established at that point. That's how big companies that are established continue to last for decades. As long as they do quality work and they're on point with their referral system and you have a proper system to get repeat bookings, right? That's one. The second one is traditional SEO. So SEO is amazing because when somebody types in house cleaning Los Angeles, you want your website to show up right here. And that's the beauty of it, is how much visitors it can get you compared to paid ads. That's the beauty of SEO. All right. What makes SEO so special is you're going to show up for so many keywords. You're not just going to show up for house cleaning Los Angeles. You might show up for so many different variations. Maybe home cleaning Los Angeles. For example, I can take this website. I'll take this website. If I plug this website into our tool, this is me plugging in this website into our tool. Look at this organic traffic. This is how much they're getting in visitors per month on average from Google alone, right? From search, not paid ads. This is pretty much free traffic. Once you set up your SEO, look at that. This is pretty much free traffic. Oh my God, right? So just think of the power in this. Paid ads doesn't even get you that much. That's what SEO can do if done right. So that's the power of SEO. You can get so much traffic that if you try to get paid traffic like this, first of all, you won't get this much traffic from paid in local SEO. And even if you did, you would spend like 30 grand, 40 grand easily for this amount of visitors per month. So whereas SEO doesn't cost that much, even if you're paying a marketing agency on a retainer, a marketing agency for a local SEO is going to cost what? $1,500 to $3,000, maybe depending on the company, right? $4,000, $5,000, even that's cheap to build out your SEO compared to spending 40, 50 grand to get this traffic. It doesn't even compare. That's the power of SEO. It will take you to the next level in terms of revenue if you do it right. And it frees you from paid ads because now you can rely on your own website, because that's basically what these platforms are doing, like Thumbtack or these pay-per-lead platforms. They rank on Google and then they're sending you the customers. So you just get rid of the middleman and go straight to Google and get the traffic from there. That's the beauty of local SEO. And again, you want to go ahead and rank your website, but you also want to rank here. So we kind of touched upon that in the short-term acquisition system, rank your map listing. That's another amazing thing. If you rank here, it's huge. You get so many calls here. And that can be done early on too, because they can rank faster here compared to here. Remember, there's the only caveat about SEO is it takes a while to kick in. But eventually when it does kick in, it compounds, right? Year after year after year, as it gets better and more optimized and more traffic comes in. Usually year 2 is the amazing when SEO starts to look good. Year 1, you're barely getting set up. You're starting to make decent money or, customers and bookings from SEO from what I've seen. And then it continues to compound the more you build out on it. So that's the thing. SEO is a long-term strategy, but man, it does not compare to paid ads. Can you imagine getting that much traffic that I just showed you? Paid ads is not making that happen anytime soon. Traditional SEO. Third one, proper educational content marketing. What does that mean? My favorite example I show people all the time is this website. It's a company that's owned by the person that wrote the book, They Ask You Answer. It's an amazing content marketing book, but he's also the owner of this website, or he was. I think he sold his business. This company, if I take them and plug them into my SEO tool, SEMrush, look at their traffic, 144 visitors a month from Google. No paid ads, right? This is not paid ads. Their paid search traffic, like you see, is right here, right there. See that? But they're organic, crazy. What's making that happen? Well, look at this. If you look at their learning hub, they have a whole content dedicated where, like, this is the place. Like, if you are here for pool installation, this company doesn't just sell pool installation to you, that service. They tell you everything you need to know, how much it costs, how does it work, why, how, what, where. So if I was a new customer, man, I have so much content I can consume of theirs. Okay, that's one. So that increases conversions. So imagine a customer lands on your website, reads a bunch of your content, you educate the hell out of them. Now they trust you. You think a customer lands on your website, reads 20, 30 pages of your work or your website, of your content, which is actually helpful and answers the questions that they truly have about this. Then do you think they're going to exit and go to another company and buy with somebody else? They've already invested in you, their time, and now they trust you. It's like when people watch YouTubers. You watch a YouTuber, watch a bunch of his videos, now you trust him and you buy from him. Same thing. Content, that's powerful. So many local companies don't do content properly. They just write these little weird blog posts that doesn't have any value. They just do it just to do it. Don't do that. Actually sit down, create a real content strategy where it would, like, if you're in the janitorial or house cleaning, you're going to have a bunch of questions that customers always have. There's a reason that they're not buying. They want to think about it. Explain to them, how does the pricing work? What's the difference? Why not hire an independent cleaner? Why the company is better? Everything. All the things they want to know. How do you tip? So on. We actually did this for one client to illustrate my point, which was this company that actually don't do their content marketing anymore, right? But at their peak, it was actually pretty crazy. So they had a whole learning hub that we had made for them, but I don't think they're using it anymore. But I can illustrate my point here again. So right now they're getting 7.8K visitors a month, which is still pretty high for a local company. But at the peak, when we were doing their content marketing and when they were utilizing it, look at this, 24,000 visitors. So the beauty of this content that we're making is it doesn't just convert customers and educate customers. That's one whole aspect. The other amazing thing about this is it brings in traffic. Each one of these articles ranks on Google, brings in so much traffic. Look at this. During this time, October 2021, for example, when we were making a lot of content for them. So we made this whole content where we explained how to tip. This was a question customers always had. And it ranked. And it brought in so much traffic. Look at this. One page brought in 6.4K visitors a month. How much does a maid service cost? We created an amazing article. And that one brought 2.3K visitors a month. Look at the power of the content. We wrote real content, man. We didn't do this BS blog posts. These were work was put into this content. Killed it. This content brought so much traffic. The power of content marketing on a local business is like putting it on steroids, because people would do content marketing for e-commerce sites, affiliate websites, whatever. Local businesses, your competition, other clean companies aren't doing this. When you do this, it's like taking steroids. You're doing what big companies do and putting it on a local company. Crazy work. Okay. When you do that, it brings so much traffic, and a percentage of those visitors are people that are in the funnel, right? Are people that are researching about cleaning. They might be on the fence, like, how does cleaning work? Whatever. So when they're typing that, let's say they're asking, how much does a maid service cost, right? Let's say their article pops up. I don't even know if it ranks anymore. It's been such a long time ago. When their website ranks and we click that, it's going to educate me. And then I'm going to continue learning. And then their website is now going to go ahead and convert me and turn me into a customer. So percentage of people turn into a customer. You just grab them through your content, educated them, and then you sell them. Another beauty of content marketing is it makes your website, your business itself, look so legit that it's easy to rank for SEO, because Google cares about authority. So imagine all your blog contents are ranking. Now Google's going to look at that and go, wow, this website is amazing. And you're going to easily rank for the keywords you want to rank for in your city, for the house cleaning term, whatever. So it makes your SEO easier. It feeds into everything. If you want to expand nationally, if you want to open multiple locations, now you're getting visitors from all cities. When we were doing that content, they were getting content from Vegas. This company is in Dallas, but because of this content marketing, we weren't just getting traffic from Dallas. Some visitors were from Dallas. Of course, we turned those into customers here, but we're getting some from California, some from Nevada, and so on to this company. So if this company wanted to, they can expand to new locations now. And guess what? Now they got traffic from other cities already because of our content marketing. So now they can become bigger. It opens so much opportunities. These articles are ranking, right? So if they're ranking, when somebody else writes a blog post, who do they link to? They link to this article that's related. And guess what? Now you're naturally getting backlinks because of your amazing content. You see how by creating this asset, you're killing so many birds with one stone. You're bringing traffic. You're converting customers who are reading this. You're getting backlinks. You're having amazing SEO effect. The whole shebang. Last, an amazing thing about content marketing is it's the same way Molly Maid works in these big franchises. They make content, right? Man, these big franchises make content. And so through their content, they become very famous. If you're making content, guess what that does? People are reading your stuff over time, right? Especially if you're creating a lot of content. That's really helpful. People are watching it, reading it, and so on. Eventually, people are going to start buzzing and talking about it on their own. And when somebody mentions they want a clean company, they're going to remember Mace to Match. They read a lot of your content. So now you're getting referrals from people that probably would have never been your customer because they're not in your city. But if they move to your city, they're going to become customers. If somebody asks them for a cleaning service, they remember you. That's marketing. That's like TV commercials. You know how they do that repetition? Oh, O'Reilly. Everybody knows. And when they see O'Reilly, you go and purchase. Same thing. You've been marketing yourself. So now when you see it, you'll buy. So there is so much amazing thing that comes from this. Content marketing, amazing. Not just any content, but educational content. Which brings me to my next point, brand awareness. So what is that? Brand awareness is, think of like Nike. If Google disappeared tomorrow, Nike will still be in business. Why? Because people actually type Nike and still search for it. So even if Google died, they'll still search for it on whatever you search on, because people know the brand, the company. We need to do that with your cleaning business or your local service business, where people are actually searching for it and it turns into a keyword. Let me give you an example. I'm going to use Mace to Match as an example, right? The same company, this Dallas company. We're going to go to the keyword overview and I'm going to type in their company name, right? Maids to Match. Look at that. What do you know? Per month, they get 140 searches per month. Their company name is a keyword. So look at this, Maids to Match. They get 140 visitors. Made to Match cleaning, Made to Match Dallas, boom, 2020. So maybe a couple hundred, 200, 300 maybe searches a month. That's amazing, because guess what? Their name, their brand name is what people are searching. If Google dies tomorrow, it doesn't matter. They still have 300 people on average, or 300 searches on average per month coming to their site. Regardless, there's somebody looking out for them directly. So even if their SEO died one day and their paid advertisement died, they have created a brand name that people are going to search for. How do they do that? Well, it wasn't always like that. The way we did it, again, back to our content marketing strategy. We made so much content like this and it was ranking and it was getting so many readers. People started actually searching for the company name to come back to this website. And now it's instilled in people's head, right? That's the beauty of brand, is you can't erase it. Like, it's when, like, I've seen content creators like YouTubers, they build an audience, something happens to them. And some YouTubers, if they make another YouTube channel or whatever, all of a sudden, all the audience comes right back again. Why? Because their name is already in people's head, that brand. So they get back all the audience again. So it's the same thing. Once you've built an audience, and once you've already got your brand into people's head, there's no way to erase it. How do you build a brand? You do it by getting to people's faces through content marketing, maybe a little bit of Facebook ad campaign in the background. You could do things like that, but there's things you could do. But the main way we did it for this client and a lot of our clients, right? Another one is Clean Zen. Same thing, another company. If you look at their company name, if we type it in, watch this. They get 70 searches a month. Amazing. 90 there we go. 70 searches a month. That's still something. Look at that. All right, the company name is getting searched. That's the power of brand awareness. This is your own asset. Now, another thing you want to set up and build out are the review platforms. Yelp, Google My Business, or also known as Google Business Profile. That's the new name now that they have for it. So however you want to refer to it, which is this map listing right here. You want to build out tons of reviews. You should probably start this early, even in the early stages. Build out these reviews. These platforms, I still think of them as assets, and they still do rely on third party, but building reviews doesn't really mean anything. Yelp is a monopoly. It's going to be here for a long time for local service businesses, and Google My Business will be around for a long time for local service businesses, even if they don't rank. If you have so many reviews, it's still an asset, because when customers are about to buy from you, believe it or not, a percentage of customers check your review first. There's so many conversions you're losing by not having enough reviews or enough positive reviews. So it solves that, your own asset. And of course, they also get you customers. Google My Business listing brings in customers, Yelp brings in customers. Win-win. So they're still technically an asset. They're on a third party. You don't own them, but it's still an asset. Social media presence. Again, diversify. I would build out an Instagram account or some sort of social media presence. The point of the social media presence, though, for local service business is done a little differently than how you do it for an affiliate or e-commerce sites. This is why it's more long-term. You get a network around, you don't need a huge audience, right, on Instagram or Facebook. You just need a couple thousand followers. And I'm going to tell you why. You build up the social media presence in a couple ways. One, let's say you do go networking. Remember, I said I hate networking earlier because it doesn't bring in customers quick enough. But if we're talking about like a long-term organic infrastructure setup, I would try to add the customers, your customer base on social media, so they follow you. So at least your customers should be following you to begin with, because you can remarket to them through social media. So you're always in their face. That's one. This is an asset. So imagine nobody else follows you but your customers. That's still amazing. You're going to get so many repeat bookings through your social media. You're always in their face somehow. So if you don't get them through your email marketing, you're going to get them through your social media presence when you're posting regularly, or you're running specials on Instagram or on your Facebook page. So that's the power of social media. The second one, other type of people you're going to go ahead and get are, let's say you're networking or you go to some places, you get them to add your social media, right? People that could be potential customers. So if you're a janitorial company or you do some networking with other businesses that probably have offices in your city, they follow your Instagram account, they're going to see it. And then one day they're going to become customers. And as the Instagram account grows in your local city, now you're getting potential customers. Okay, so now you have your customer base following you that have already booked with you in the past. You're always in their face. They're going to repeat buy. New people you meet, you're adding to that. So they're going to buy eventually sooner or later. And then you're going to also get a couple of other followers through other means on Instagram by following other local Instagram accounts and so on. And some of these people, they'll also become customers over time because they're already in that city. Your social media presence is amazing. And then lastly, another amazing thing about social media is if you're constantly posting your work, the quality, how amazing, this is how you indirectly sell. Trick right here. Instead of going on Instagram saying, we're doing, here's a sale, here's a sale, here's a sale. Content. And then one of your content will be like, look at this amazing cleaning we did for a client, and then they review, and then you show the amazing house, spectacular clean. It's a video of the cleaning you guys did, maybe for their windows, for their home, or for their office. What that is you're indirectly selling. So people that are seeing that, some of the followers that are watching that are like, damn, that looks amazing. I want that. You just sold to them. Now you're going to get DMs. Hey, I want that done. Social media, big. Local companies do not know how to utilize this. Get on that. Most people think they don't need to build a social media presence as a local business. Man, social media owns it, but it's an asset. And you're diversifying your assets. Even though you don't really own Facebook and Instagram accounts, build up those followers. You don't need 20,000, 30,000, 100,000 followers. All you need is 5,000, 6,000 followers. And man, those 6,000 followers will make you a lot of money. Repeat purchases, new purchases, referrals, amazing ecosystem. Last one, email marketing and drip campaigns. This one is just a system that you should be running anyways. This is how you really milk your customer base. All right, so people that have bought from you, this is how you get referrals out of them. This is how you get them to buy gift cards for their family and friends, purchase from you, especially if you're doing residential cleaning. This is how you run specials. This is how you go after leads, right? People that you captured on your website that never booked with you, but you follow with them so you can milk them in one day. When I say milk, what I mean is you can go after those leads and get the most out of that lead. So that way you're converting some of those leads that you spent ads on or somehow got. This is the organic infrastructure setup. This is the setup. But see, notice how a lot of this stuff is long-term. You don't start working on this on day one. Like if you're not even bringing in income, focus on bringing in income consistently through the paid ads and things we talked about. Once that's happening, build this out. This is what takes you to the next level. Your SEO will take you to the next level that paid ads could never get you to. Okay? SEO is not, organic marketing in general is not a way to rescue a business. I think I messed up really badly, if I'm being honest, in the very, very early days when our agency was selling SEO. We would take on clients that were in their early stages, and we can do that. Our clients that are in their early stages can still work with us. The only thing I recommend for them is a proper website design set up, SEO errors cleaned up, etc., everything set up. And then after that, what I recommend is having their Google My Business optimized. Okay, those kind of things, and setting up their Yelp, etc., optimizing that at least from the get-go as a setup, just one big setup package. That I would recommend, because you should have your website set up, your Google My Business, get that done early because it ranks fast. Your Yelp optimizes so it starts ranking. Just those basic things, and so certain social media things optimized, your direct use, whatever. After that, if you are in your early days and you're not bringing in customers, I don't think I would recommend SEO at all. Focus all your money and time into bringing in customers. SEO is not there to rescue your business. Organic marketing is not there to rescue your business. Organic marketing is used to go ahead and take a company that already knows what they're doing and can bring in customers and take them to the next level. Okay, that's what organic marketing is for, to take you from here to here. If you're struggling to get customers, organic marketing, you can kind of start on it just to kind of build it out, but 90% of your effort, put it into acquiring customers in the short term. How do we get customers consistently? Focus on that. The paid advertisement, focus on that. Okay. That's literally the thing I want to drive home the most. Okay. Once you're getting some consistent customers coming in, man, organic marketing will take you to the next level in so many ways. You'll be 10 times more profitable. It's your own assets. Think about it. The clients that come from your social media are free. The repeat bookings you get from all of this is free. Your GMB/GBP, whatever you want to call it, Google Business Profile, your map listing is free. Your content marketing, once you've created it, is upfront. It serves you for a long time. Your brand awareness, once you've created it and people are aware of your brand, again, people searching for your business directly, again, it costs you nothing. All of this costs you nothing long term once you set it up. And it gets you way more customers than paid ads will. And then if you combine both, well, forget about it. You're going to the moon, right? That's the organic infrastructure setup. So now that we talked about that, let's put it all together. Everything we talked about, put it nicely together. Step one, if you remember the mental framework, focus more on the high ticket customers and clients. This is if you're already not a B2B company, if you're a residential, cleaning service, etc., shift your focus to the high ticket customers and customers that are more likely to pay you recurring. If you're a house cleaning company, focus on the Airbnbs, property management companies, and most house cleaning companies do small office cleaning. So the small office cleanings, focus on those. They will build up in revenue month after month after month. They're stable. Your house cleaning clients and your low ticket clients, they'll fill up your entire schedule, right? But you won't panic every time you get less bookings next month or something like that happens, because you have this stable revenue that you are adding on to, and they're stable and they don't complain as much and they pay on time usually. I can't say for all, but they pay on time usually. Once you are focused on the right customer avatars, then remember, you set up your proper website and you start your paid advertisement. Remember, paid advertisement game. That's what this is. And run it with the alpha beta system that we talked about. So you're really testing the channels early on and you're doubling and tripling down on the channel that really works. Okay, and remember, work on your quality from day one to make sure that all the money you're spending on paid advertisement is not a waste. Because if you paid all that money to ads and all your customers are angry with you, well, there was no point because they're not going to repeat buy and you never profited. Number 3, once you've created that reliable short-term acquisition system where you can get customers and you're bringing in a healthy baseline of customers, now you can work on taking your business to the next level, which can be achieved with an organic marketing setup. You set that up, well, you're set, right? You can rely on your own business. It's self-sustaining. You don't have to rely on paid ads as much. You're profitable. Life is good. That's the system that I recommend. Hopefully this video was very helpful. We'll go ahead and for some of the templates that I mentioned, again, it will be in the Facebook group that you can find below in the description, like the Craigslist ad template, cold call, email templates we use. Again, it's in the Facebook group. I'll upload it there. Hope this video was helpful, and until next time.